Shadows game. A dimly lit alleyway. Rain drizzles, making the pavement slick. A woman, mid-20s, stylish yet practical, hurries down the street. Her heels click against the wet pavement. She clutches her purse tightly, her breath visible in the cold night air. A noise, footsteps, too close. She glances over her shoulder. Two masked men emerge from the shadows, moving with purpose. Her heartbeat spikes. She quickens her pace. Masked man number one says, "Hey, honey, where are you running off to?" She ignores them, walking faster. They match her speed, and suddenly panic sets in. Masked man number two says, "Come on, sweetheart, let's have a little chat." She said nothing, and she bolted into a run. She turns into a narrow alley. What a bad mistake. A dead end looms ahead. She whirled around, her breath ragged. The masked men blocked her exit, closing in slowly. Masked man number one. Nowhere left to go, honey. She backs up against the brick wall, clutching her purse as if it could shield her. Then, a shadow moves. A figure steps into the alley, clad in a dark coat. His face is partially obscured, but his presence is undeniable. The man in the shadows says, "I think the lady's had enough for one night." The men exchange glances, assessing him. Masked man number two says, "Mind your business, pal." The newcomer takes a slow step forward. The flickering streetlight catches his expression, calm, confident, deadly. The new man says, "You should leave now." The tension thickens. The first masked man pulls a knife. Masked man number one says, "Or what?" A smirk plays on the man's lips. In a blur of motion, he lunges. A precise strike to the wrist. The knife clatters to the ground. A swift elbow to the second man's jaw sends him stumbling. The first man swings wildly. The newcomer sidesteps, twisting his arm behind him. A crack and a scream. The second man scrambles to his feet, sees his partner writhing in pain, and makes a choice. He runs. The stranger releases the first man, who stumbles away, clutching his arm. Within seconds, both are gone. Silence. He turns to the woman, who presses against the wall, wide-eyed. The new man asks, "Are you hurt?" She shakes her head, trying to steady her breathing. The woman says, "No, thank you." He nods, steadying her. He then says, "You shouldn't be out here all alone." She exhales, still shaken. And then she says, "I was just heading home." He glances at the street behind him and then back at her. And he says, "I'll walk you." She hesitates. He just saved her. He's a stranger, but something about him, his presence, his certainty, makes her nod. She says, "Okay." And they step out of the alley together, disappearing into the night.